Hello, and welcome to 12 August 2026, 3 p.m. local time. Here we are. I am so ready. How about you? Let's just start in early. My countdown. Okay. Good. We're doing this. My chat is good. Good. Have we broken the internet? I don't know. I heard that allegedly we were supposed to lose gravity for 12 seconds today, but my feet didn't float, my boobs didn't float up magically off my chest for a few seconds and offer some back relief. So, that is a look. Let me pull these pants up. Or I'll just sit down. You might see we're a hot work. Oh, I know. Please pile on in, boys and girls. Hey Fred, yeah, you've got your seat over here. There are options up in the nosebleed section for the most spectacular workers and lifers, because sometimes you just need a slow motion train wreck to gooseneck to while you do other things. And there are options up in the front row for the Circus Peanut Gallery, the most spectacular circuses of peanuts of chats. Indeed. Here we are. We do have 1840's Corset. We have Mummer's Necklace. We have this. We have that. We're surrounded, literally, by projects. So let's not do complete clickbait. And I will apprise you of the situation and where or where not maybes. Stevie's gonna come out for a little ripping again, but we'll get to that moment. Let me get to that moment first. Actually, let me move the mouse, because how many other chats out there? Why don't you have a wireless mouse? I don't know, and batteries. Because who else can offer you the option of when, and I'm surprised it hasn't happened in all these years yet, that I accidentally literally cut through mouse cable during a show. All the opportunities that didn't happen because one of the side back panels is upside down. A rough cut, a piece. Oh, I'm so vain. I need to make sure that I look good over on this. Are we still good? We're still live. Camera's still running. No fluffing up. Alright, good. I see why people have big, fancy, huge setups. Oh, the sounds of the wind and the breezes. That is the scene of peanuts. You didn't introduce yourself. Please pile on in, boys and girls. You are at my little circus that could. The only Rumble live self show at the moment. I don't know. Oh, regardless, here we are. I'm Phoenix Electra. Yup. Do it again. This is my circus. I make stuff. I have cats. Sometimes we make jokes about newbine leather juggling, the Blemo ball blobs. We should bring them out. I should see if they could not help us with the show. One of these days, should we just do funny things and cut on all of these little lenses for camera too? So we should. I think that, yeah, we should just play with it. Use our stuff. I do not. Okay, piece I don't need. Piece I will need, but I'm not cutting those right now. Those are not this one. Oh, that's right. I saved for now. Unpicking this piece from this piece to over here. There is our glorious paint stick center busk. It just slides straight into our pocket here, down the middle. You go. To offer some front belly support, so you go to bend over, you're doing a lot of lifting, like, you've got something to brace against, literally. So I'm excited to try this one. We haven't experienced the long hours of wearing this iteration. True. So there is, I recut the portion. This is here because I recut it out of a new piece. Cut and stitched in 2 of 3 gore pieces. It makes so much more sense with the boning, having the seams facing in the right direction to get the smoothness of the seams. Everything pointed outwards, so we just got this nice flat surface. So we can sew stitch down the middle after it's had a good press, which is what I didn't do yet. Oh, here, I'm pressing seams with my fingers, and you're not seeing it, camera too. Okay, good. Wait, you will watch me stitch down the middle of this here section, so that I can then cut, file, and insert the German plastic boning that mimics baleen. Also, if there is enough room, that's funny that we'll use this blue one. Well, we've got it. Might as well use it. There are some, and I just see. Also, I need the mouse on a cord because I can always throw it overboard. So I need the cord to be able to find it because it wasn't attached. It might just get lost. I need a way for it to phone back home again. Oh, I think this might work here. Let me just slide this in over on this section because. Oh yeah, you're watching this. Get in there. The seam where my little pinky. Oh, Phoenix, you've got pointy tools. You can be a good shower. So watch the tip of my tool in my right hand, and you'll see where the seam is. And then I slid the plastic boning channel right up against it, and you can see where I'm pressing this little depression. Here. And we'll stitch right along the edge of it, which once that is done on both sides, we'll go and see how much room is, but I think it might naturally make the channel. Can we just, where do we lose our bone to? Which side is my bone in? Oh, there it goes. Oh, we are being so exciting today. Thanks for stopping by. Alright, I lost my bones, but there's no bones about it. They're in there somewhere, so we'll just fish them out later. But once the channel for, nope, that's where your hand is, use this one. Once the channel for the plastic boning is in there, is likely going to be just enough room to add another row of stitches for this piping channel that's going to get sewed back right next to it. We've seen it from the picture. And yeah, so we're just going to see how it goes. First up, though, is freeing the gore from the first iteration grabbing the pattern piece. Actually, no, we're going to use the cut fabric as our... I don't like sliding off the chair. Beep boop beep, hold on. Technical difficulties. And I'm thirsty. It's like gotten colder, but drier feeling. Where? Oh, yes. So, oh, here's Bone. How did you get lost over there? Here's the guts. Here's the long end of the boning, and here is the plastic boning that I was supposed to be holding on to. It just migrated all the way over. So that's helpful. Well, now, yeah, so we'll go this one, and then the light blue cord followed by the channel for the wooden busk in the center front. Straightforward. This has I think any time that a giant mistake happened, the first biggest problem was me missing something and not paying attention. So, yeah, biggest problem so far in this project has been me. Alright, now that we've assumed action. Yep. Just as this is the last one that was not alright, let's get snipping. I'm listening to the sounds of the breathing. There we go. Okay, this is what I'm doing. Oh, it's much more satisfying. Alright, now that I've freed, pieces have been freed, and once I think that I clipped notches, and I did. So, when I was transferring the new pieces, I cut little snips at the top and then also through the pattern. So I'm just lining all the pieces back up again. And just alright, and from here, and look at the opposite side and see it's big hump from the center, so it goes this way and that way, and I'm just gonna snip. Then we're gonna start stitching. I'm gonna do something different, which is just sew the sides right now by the machine, because looking at the original and the, what's the words? I'm trying to make it. Oh, it doesn't matter. Alright, I need to get my snips, move you out of the way, turn you around, make noise, set you here, very carefully. I'm gonna bring I'm just taking a slice. Because then we learned from the other times that the sandwich and now we're gonna take 5. Don't. Where did we do the Right. We're this way. He needs to go towards the outside. So we're this. So now I just need to figure out where I dropped that. Number 2. Everything is just here and we're just running around. Oh, but I don't know. I saw none of the eclipse. Is there supposed to be an eclipse, a solar storm, the new moon? What isn't happening? Are we being probed by aliens today also? I don't know. So I'm just going to use the one that we've already stitched as my reference. Just here quietly and pieces. Right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do half. We're going to do the front side to the fashion side. Get that one stitched down on both halves, and then we'll get the inside sorted because my brain is trying to kerfluffle itself thinking about all the seams and the pieces. And I was like, you know what? You don't have to deal with all of them all at once. You can sew the seam more than once. It's really okay. The structured support garment. The more seams to handle all the loads, the better. It's all good. Stop flashing. Start stretching. I know, Fred. You are just a pair of monkeys out front there, aren't you? Oh, when did we run out of bobbin thread? Who didn't tape it? I know you heard it. Who was not paying attention? Oh, not gonna do that. But you're not. The bobbin will be empty. We were just pulling inappropriately. Now that we're loaded. Are you not touching nicely up here? Fred, are you touching the thread somewhere again where you're not supposed to? Oh, actually, Mike, it's you. Oh, the series. Delicious. And now we are wrestling with bobbin thread. Alright. Thank you. And Fred, stop scaring me like that. Why? We're just bowling you over. The show's so good, you're just falling asleep up there. Well, thanks for your support, dude. Fine. I'll just make the full twist. hope. Quick back stitch. Now that that's done, I'll do the same on the other half. Hello, hello, Synthos State. Hanging out for a bit before dinner. Awesome, awesome. Thanks for repping the peanut gallery. Oh, I hope your day's good. I hope you didn't have any tech gremlins or anything. So far, so good. But, oh, UFOs, you just watched a review, that Disclosure Day movie. What a shit show. Wasn't that one enough, in essence, just more CIA messaging? Actually, thinking of messaging, I learned yesterday on Redonkulous about, what's the name of the documentary, 28, oh no, Second Class Citizen? That's the name on Apple TV. It will in September be out on Prime. Phoenix, where are you going? I bet my trains are getting all derailed. Alright, my literal tech is not shit in the bed right now, but the wires in my brain are just like, no, bleep, bleep, bleep. I was going to say, you had to relearn your texture for baking tools this morning. Oh, got the corset baked. I need to be careful with the baking, or at least the types of sugar and what I'm baking, because, yeah, when stuff only has so much room to give, but texture baking. Is this for some bloop, 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 bloop 3D rendering computer tooly thingy? If you want it to fit, yes. Yeah, some of the having it be able to lace up the back, that significantly increases size variability. The handful with zippers and the one with the zipper and no other closure, I definitely, you're like, Phoenix, there's only one way this one fits. Oh yeah, because then I can fold and press these two seams to the inside, and then we're gonna fold over and be such a good hostess because my hands are in the way yet again. Gonna fold over this raw edge here. I know, this is so creepy. I'm like looking at you, but my fingers are like, look at me. Okay, fold this over, stitch down the center line so I can fit two of the plastics, and then cord as needed. We're gonna leave the bottom unstitched, and I'm gonna do that by hand. I think it's gonna be nicer, and I'm gonna unpick the other ones. Oh, it's where you 3D render a 1,000,000 poly model to get a 5,000 poly, and you put all the details into the texture images. This sounds fascinating, but as I'm like touching, I need to touch stuff that I've done. But this fascinates me. Oh, and then I was like, oh, Phoenix, maybe you should try to do some more personalized countdown circus themed assets. And I'm like, oh, I want to improve, but I don't even know where to start anymore. So old, I don't know where to begin. But then I like the campy silliness and the anachronicity of like, oh, streaming, and we're here at a 100-and-some-odd-year-old machine with all these modern techs and tools. And talking about 3D rendering, yeah, because I don't understand. Like, I know I've heard of Blender and at least some of these things. It's gotten so out of my need to know that my brain has shut it off because it's decided it doesn't need to know. I've got other things to try to stuff in there. Corsets. I gotta try to stuff my assets into Jack. Alright, so that is where we are with these pieces. So now I probably it's a good thing we've got other things lined up to work on, because I'm going to be a good seamstress and give everything a good press, and then we'll come through and get the sides closed, because you can press that and then top stitch and then just start all the lines of top stitching. I really wish I'd been smart. I could have pressed all this yesterday, so I could have just been sewing this right now. That would be so. Oh, Phoenix. Alright, so there we are here for now. I'm just going to slide my bust piece back in so we don't lose her. But so far the glue's held up. She'll be in her little protected slidey hole there, so. Alright. Oh, actually, I need you here. Not even far. It's a good thing this is for me, because foolish I left pieces on chair where cat likes to sit sometimes, and then ended up with cat fur on my pieces. Except half of these pieces are no good, so it doesn't matter right now. But now I know what to get on the ones that actually need. We'll see. Alright. You're the top, you are the outside. Here you are. And the problem on this piece is the wrong side of the fabric is on the outside, and we can't keep that in the fabric. We can do better than that. So I have over here the pattern piece just pinned onto this material so I wouldn't lose it. So I could get to this moment right now. And my scissors over there. No, where they're supposed to be. I keep thinking, I'm like, Phoenix, why don't you make a utility belt for yourself where you've got all your tools? And I'm like, I could. But then every time I guess, you know what? You won't knock it until we have made it to try and figure out if we're actually going to wear it. So I guess problem solved. Alright, take it back at some point. Oh, my first time's a little weird, though. This is the wrong side. I'm just unpinning so I can look at the piece so I can see, make sure I can check its orientation. I don't think this is it. Because this is the arm section, the underarm, here's the hip board that goes closer to the side, and then here's the center gap. So move you out of the way. Circus flat. We're getting caught up in my check. Sticks and pins, and then recut. And also make a little notch for where we have to sew the hip bore in. We'll take out the hip bore from the piece, the other piece that should. I'll cross that bridge when I get there. My brain was just thinking that if the top of it was not cut on the right side, the likelihood that the bore also is not can also be high. I don't think I thought about that iteration until just now. I was like, oh, this will be the next thing I sew, because I'm just going to unpick and this, that, and that. But I didn't grab the piece. So, I could just use fabric and just flip it over and cut it. Alright, there is a solution, a workbook here. I have options. Also, this is the center back. I need to remember to leave seam allowance because first time I cut the center front again, I had to do that twice. I also forgot the seam allowance. I need a marking. Oh. Alright, there. And I'm literally just going to draw where I need to stitch. Is it on the right side? Probably. Do I care? No. Alright, done. We've cut the knot. Let's keep that. Alright, I'm gonna have to recut that, and what I didn't pull, regardless of whether I have a pattern piece, is fabric. I didn't think I was gonna need it. Alright, what next can we not really pretend to work on? And oh, Phoenix, you are crushing it. I'm losing my mind. What's happening? Well, oh god, goodness gracious. I know that probably nobody's like, oh, Perez Pelton, but what the fuck happened to that guy? And also I have questions now that if he was a pro, if he made certain choices and then had these like very recent significant health consequences, and then this latest thing, these poor kids. Oh my goodness. Alright. Europe, I guess if we're gonna do hand sewing, there's only one place for it. Are the shenanigans that I try to do? Oh, don't you be doing this to me. Alright, so I don't even know who I am. I completed a whole crocheted buttercup flower and somewhere not that far because it's not that far. Oh no, it's in the center here. See? There's this little splinter here. So I've got some extra ski long ends that need to be worked in a little bit. And then it needs to get attached right here. You can't see. Let's the camera's not doing me any favors right now, but right here is where my fingers are. And I'm gonna try to maintain the loosiness of the flower petals to keep that three-dimensional quality. I think I found a box that I'm going to repurpose for the storage container. That's the way wow. And if you are doing something, it's true. I am doing something. I'm getting ready to spin this thread end here. This giant needle on these tiny stitches, but I'm just going to take a handful of slip stitches along the edge. Really, actually too big. You're too big, she said. I need somebody a little small. Once that's done, we'll stitch it down, get the whip stitching done. And then the other trim needs to be stitched on. So just a little bit more, but here we are. Just a tad quickly in this one show too, but I showed off the 1840's corset. We stitched on it for all of 2 themes today. Let me get my little threading helper because nobody wants to play my theme. Oh. So now that I spent all this time looking down and not reading and not doing anything, here we are. I have threaded, and I'm just going to take a couple of whip stitches down the edge of the flowers, and then I can trim it off. So I've got all this finishing just to do right now. But I don't want to rest my arms. Right. Yeah, we don't need to take them out. This stitch, I'm gonna trim, and then continue on. But for the very center thread, we're gonna use that and we'll unpin where it needs to get stitched on. Alright, who's next? I don't think I just saved 2 for us to do that. Oh, that was a good example. Just enough so you can see what this part entails, but not enough where you had to suffer through me doing just a little bit, just a little bit. I'm so really excited that we're so close to the end of this. Mostly kind of because I want to make so many more things. Oh, my brain is lost in all the new options. But I need to not get lost on the A's and this one is where it needs to be. It's not sitting here on my phone too any longer. Oh, you are such a good with the hands in the camera. You just give it a little tug so it's just add a little bit more shape to these little petals here. Why not? So I found a box that I'm going to repurpose. We'll do. I've got some paper. You know what? I'm going to save that trimming until the very end, and then here's the flower all finished. I did the 4 petals on the magic loop, so I'm just going to pull it really taut. You can see it. I can zhuzh it out a little bit. Look at how cute that is! And then there's a little center for it. Let's get this stitched. Let's stitch it now. You really are in the home stretch. There's so much to do, but we're really in the home stretch. I really have enjoyed having the solid cardboard and the fabric covers to keep the piece nice and contained while we're working on this. Yeah. More things to make for me. Oh no. Not again. I didn't realize I'd done such a good job stitching. I thought I was going to open up another piece to get to the inside here because I have the tool. And here she is without the tool covering. Oh, that's quite it. Oh, the brilliance of the. I know from you. Why does somebody want to do this? Why? Another last one. I'm gonna give it another really good tug, but not too hard because, oh my god, the horror and the horror that is pulling too hard on your magic loop and having it rip and then not having enough to hold all the stitches anymore. Oh, that doesn't look like that. I tried to load my helper before it was doing its job. Oh. Yes. You are adults. It's to the eyes and needle. But I didn't want to have happen. It was a little too aggressive, and I pulled hoping that I had enough of the little fibers to go through, but I didn't, so I only got most of them and separated the whole thing. So now you know what? I want the biggest eye of the needle right now because been summoned for a task. I don't really need it necessarily to be a very sharp needle for what its next purpose is. I just need to be able to stuff all of these, shredded notes. I'm going to, I don't know. No, try them as a whole unit, please. One. I think I've got it. I've made a whole right, Yaster. Alright, have a great dinner, and thanks for stopping by, good sir. Thank you for your time. I'll still be here working on this craziness. Oh, what I also don't want to do is get lipstick all over my head. These filaments do not like to stick to themselves the way other fibers do. I'm gonna cut it at a nice deep angle and see if we can just... Alright, we did it with a little holding our breath and tugging. We've got enough of the filament too. TTFN, good sir, TTFN! Why did I was trying to summon the luck of the Irish? We've got gold! Before I stitch this, I'm gonna get this little section. Not the back. Here's our last opportunity. Right, one last good little tug. Don't sit there a lot of so amazing and all that. You can go with mouth. You don't need to wear that face, you know. I'm just taking a couple of stitches. No. I'm gonna tie it off. Piece of jewelry, it doesn't. I'm just gonna do too much. We don't want anything too obtrusive on the back since you are going to be able to see it a little bit. Alright, yeah, a little split. Yeah, that connects you so good. I really love looking at the piece on camera. I like it differently on camera as I do up close. Oh, oh, you sack of sugar. But you know what? I think instead of this same gold, I think we're gonna add another little stone or something special in there. And I can still do that. So let us, with the same needle, resume the slip stitching along the outside with the gold thread because there's no other way it's ever gonna be done. Right, gold thread, did I leave you just out of the beginning? I bet we did. Oh, you're just here. There you are. I knew I kept everything, like, we were gonna end up going through a gajillion things today. Here we are. I'm tempted to be prepared. We can level up our production skill and talent. Did I build this back? Yeah. Alright, so with my thread doubled, I'm gonna take a knot. I'm just gonna continue. I'm gonna take a bite through the tool. And this needle too. Not too much. I'm gonna leave a little slack on the tool. And I'm just stitching over where the gold scallops are. Need something to hold the tool to it, but that's tucked out of the way. So here's where we've landed with this net that you can hardly see it, but when it's not there, you know that it's not there. And it's not clothing, so the stitches don't need to be like super on top. I'm just using my judgment from experience of, I think this looks good. Alright. Gives me another excuse to go touch through the beads again. Put everything away, and then I'm like, but I need to touch something and click again. That's all put away. And I take everything all out again. Once we're stitched around the scallops, I'm going to take the big snips and cut a 1/4 of an inch, 1/8 of an inch away, about 3-ish, 2 to 3 millimeters for those who use the superior measurement systems. And then we'll take little clips and notches as needed. So we can, it's just a little bit, but I can tuck it away when we go to stitch the black beaded border. Okay, don't get a knot now. We've been doing so good. Here comes the balloon. Let's go with this. Oh, I forgot the words. We always wanted to just sing that song with us from now until it's Christmas. Ah, hush, 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 by the Henry Hill Orchestra. Such a classic. I know we did all this work to satin stitch around these scallops, and in truth, it's all gonna get covered, and you're not gonna see it. But it had to get covered because your eye would notice if it wasn't there. That's alright. It gave us so many hours just sitting here and chit chat. I can't wait to talk. You have my chance to talk to Lady Phoenix. I think she's the best. Oh, goodness. Goodness. And I got Chitty Chatty and Pretty all caught up in my thing. But this shit made me be more cautious on the first time. It's so easy to have to remember you can't be brazen your stitches or overconfident in your skills. Mindful of where you're at and what you can improve, but sometimes the project always fights back. I'm doing so good about making sure you can see where so good about using my cameras and doing anything. You're welcome. Yep, so I'm just like shooting through a piece of the tool and just whip stitching around. Now that I'm at this bigger decorative feature, I'm actually going to just stitch around the back till I get to the other side. No. Stitch. So trimmed at, yeah. Next up, cutting. Like, actually in not a very long time. Because I need to leave a little bit of an opening. I have to still get that center. And yes, the center centered. Center squared away. If that also works. I'm just trying to be gentle and have the weight of the piece on the table. It's not super heavy, but I also don't want it to be all misshapen. Can't tell you anything. No Corset unit. Yeah. Alright. Almost to the end of this portion. Ooh. Oh, I think I've got just enough thread to end right where I want to. Just enough to knot, but not enough to waste a huge amount. Well, that was not the worst thing ever. I want to leave a big enough gap so it's easy to turn, so that I'm not like rolling everything up and scrunching it too much. don't think I want to do. Mostly I don't want to accidentally poke my finger through some of the ways that we stitch. I'm gonna knot up right here. Oh, you're so good. There. And next up, I'm going really close to the edge here. Wow, we just like tore right in. Oh man, everybody's missing out. I have to post pictures. Thinking if I should like try it on before I send it so I can take a couple pictures wearing it. Not that I'm gonna post them before it gets to its final destination. Oh, I got it. Well, switched, right? No, I think accidentally we like all stitched. Oh, that's funny. The other positive about using these big whip stitches is that when I go to unpick where I'm going to turn it around, it's going to be easier to find where those stitches are. We are so... Okay, so keep reason you've got sharp scissors and unused documented hours of work. And then, this is a spot where I'd be like, hey honey, do you wanna do this fussy cutting for me so I don't get anxious and fluff it out? Alright, I've got to find a compromise between you being able to see and me being able to see. And as you may or may not have guessed, right here, right now, I take priority. So I rough cut around, and now I'm just carefully taking another cut, this little triangle out of the scale up. Once that is done, I'll pick this side where the pin is, I think. It doesn't matter. We'll get there when we get there. Put little patches in. And then turn the tool to the other side. And then you'll just hardly see this white section, and then you'll really not see it because we're gonna stitch over it. We're gonna hide it anyway. I think should be nearly finished. Oh, awesome. Such another great shot at the back of your hand. You're welcome. You're welcome. I wish more of you were here watching this thrilling. But at least chat's not so chatty. I worry slightly less about walking up on it. Thanks for not disturbing me too much either. So I do see folks, there's folks who watch it on the replay as they're able to while they are doing other things. So I see you. Alright, you're welcome. Today's definitely satisfying, less machine, but I don't know. This keeps my ego, harms my ego hard. So, and I do think that the gold metallic materials make it look fancy. I don't think the impression of the awesomeness would be the same if I'd done it in blue. Necessarily. I think the whole thing could be exactly done the exact same way, but I think the perception of value would not be as high. But not for sale, this one. Just have to start saving your pennies, boys and girls. I can't believe there's kids who started school already. I can't believe that I saw Halloween candy for sale already. I mean, come on, this has to stop. I just saw the back to school stuff is less untimely. Where's Spider-Man? I'm going to leave this section alone until I unpick it, be able to pull it through so that I can have enough to stitch it and trim it. Maybe trimmed enough. The less to hide, the better. I'm just very carefully trying to trim the most closely without through or over the stem. very slowly and making a giant mess. I'm continuing to move the project farther from the camera because we are so good at this. But what I've been doing, the chip over here, is trimming very closely to the edges of the scallops. Close as I can without going through. Finish this side, go back around. We'll unpick so we can get ready to turn. We're going to leave the tool long, but we'll trim the foundation fabric, the white cotton closer. I was doing actually other things, and I had even thought to myself, I was like, oh, you know what you could do to really help yourself for this corset project? Iron everything, do everything you could press, that you could be ready to stitch. I knew that was the stuff that was upcoming, and let myself and you down. I guess mostly you didn't know. Me, I knew what I needed. You just experienced quickly. Okay. And I'm like, why do I bother making a new thumbnail? Should I just like have the same old thing and be like, hey, we're here this time? Doesn't really matter. I'll do what I feel like. You'll see. You'll see it and you'll like it. Or not. Alright. Coming around the last of the instructions here. Oh. Put away everything back down on the table and not just be holding it out by it. I think we're gonna turn this around and start stitching the bowl, the trim, not the scallop trim. We're there. We're just about there. Once I get the little snips and hurry a little portion. I'm just finding on the wrong side. Thank goodness these stitches were nice and big and easy to see. Oh, did I not do scallops on recent art? Just as well in working I'm actually gonna go right to where I have to change my mind and think, you know what, I think this stitch would be better. Why am I playing it like this? Okay. Made it much easier to find the stitches to rip out, so that was cool. Okay, I'm gonna stick my hand in the pocket of the necklace. I'm just gonna pull it, the tool through to the other side. Oh, after I take all the pins out. Alright, deep breath. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. after. Just taking a little snip and just doing one more last clean up. And to really get as close as I can. You can say that. Still true. Almost. Almost. Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Almost. Almost. Yeah. Still holds true. This project very much has to make. Taking a ride. Actually, the project was a ride. It wasn't a ride. Actually, I think like, this is a funny comparison. I still have, because of course I do. When we first started the rabbit hole of thinking about where this project was going to end up, some of our early tested samples, little swatches, and where we ended up. Holy wow! I also don't want to accidentally just like cut a thread in with this bead. And just in the really crooks of this Phillips, if it looks like it needs it, taking the little snip and just giving a little gentle snip up the crack in. Especially here in the center part. I'm really going to be drawing. Anything we can do to make that cloud good. Alright, we're gonna do it. We're really gonna do it. Okay, deep breath. Not trying to pull too hard. I'm gonna have to redo some of the stitches also. I don't want to stick my finger through the tool. Or if you're any of it. Deep breath. Keep breathing, kids. Keep breathing. No. No. Okay. Oh, I thought I'd like completely shredded the tool, but I forgot that the piece is three-dimensional and it's sitting on top of the tool. Okay. Something on these scales is still confusing me, but I have to keep reminding myself that this is why we have the beaded crochet tape to apply. I'm gonna have to get stitch and finish this turned corner, but I think I'm gonna wait until we slice up the center and finish the center of the necklace. Alright, let me set this here with this amazing center flower here, so because I need to in on it, and the nobody who's here also should in on it. Look at me, I'm ready! I know you really wanted to play with friends. And here, they said crochet tape. All those little unsightly little pieces together. Let's start with the side here. Actually, we're going to start with the side that is not. Side that's officially done. And we're just going to take kind of biggish, littleish slip stitches and do the same thing. Oh my goodness, you guys are so. You're welcome for getting to see such great stitchery today. Where else can you go? And be so amazed. Easily. Where's my needle? I was so worried I wasn't gonna that I was gonna run out of the gold that we used for the center flower. Couldn't believe it. I'm either gonna have a roll hiding somewhere, or I really did finish it and just not. No, I don't know right now. Both are equally likely. I'm just throwing pins and needles everywhere because why shouldn't one to add a little extra layer of danger? Are you gonna step on a pin today? Oh, actually, we try to keep it more tidy than that because cats and feet. Alright, Phoenix. Where did you drop the school folder to? Oh, man. We're not completely undone yet, so let's free this portion from this hoop. I don't know why it wanted to make friends so much. Man, such thrilling content we're offering today. So good. I'm gonna need to do so much. I really need to hear the sleep sounds of the singer. I haven't been hypnotized by machine sounds enough right now. But at least we'll get some ironing done first. So I was thinking too, that I don't have a just random straight line doing the time Jimmer Jammer project right now either. So it's just this one is getting done. Really? Damn nieces, because I don't even think the cats are here right now. Yes. I really like this. I want to just string up a whole bunch more beads on the gold and the different, maybe some of the different colors where you're just not going to see it. And just have it ready. And have a design in mind in a particular colorway. Right now, I need to grab. I need to find my film canister. Just dropping stuff again. You're a little bit too big. I don't want the biggest needle, but I also don't want to. No, let's not make up a song about that right now. No. I think this needle would be just right. Nice eye on the blunt side. It doesn't need to be a super sharpie. I'm going to resist my urge to pull the longest thread. I'm probably pushing it by extending it even as much as I did. I am notorious. I'm like, I can just have the longest threads and do all the stitching, and it's just going to be just perfect. And it's not. I make knots. I regret it. I'm stopping myself. Here I am going to end up sewing through the backing net, but it's fine. Oh, I think the big thing now to be careful is to not pull the net too taut. Stop eating food and distracting me, dear. Why are you... Well, then who am I talking to? Getting to know no one. Alright, so I'm just holding the... You're feeding the birds. You can't be playing like birds without me. Alright, this is going to be super fascinating because I really need to be able to see where I'm placing the stitches on the cord here, and then also not all get caught on the top. Alright, we can do that. There we go. I anchored it, but hopefully now we can just couch it down to this part. Even attached? No, I don't like to do some of these stitches. I'm gonna take them out. Unsatisfied. Oh, alright. Okay, I'm starting to have questions. I need to stop. Alright, boys and girls, you guys have been great. We got a lot done on this project, and I'm starting to like feel panicky about something not looking right. Yeah. I don't know. I think the 3 aliens see. Oh, relax. Now you're gonna show up. I think I'm gonna try to end the show, and now you want to see. Yeah, yeah. Hey, look, I know. I didn't get enough love and adoration for this project. It's like somebody else better show up in chat, tell me how good I am. I think it's just you right now. I think Synthistate bounced, but we've got a center motif. We've got a backing stitch. There's some funny stuff. I need to get this. I need my words and my brain. I need words and brain to do wordy brainy things. I was very unhappy with that first iteration of getting this stitched down. So let's try this again. That doesn't feel like that. I think also I either pulled something too tight. Things are just bugging me, and I'm like, I don't want to. I can't be so grouchy right now, and I can't see. I'm using excuses. I don't want to fluff it up, and I don't want to so angry, so we're gonna look at this for another second. Y'all, you're watching your cat from hell. Oh, good little kitties. Gonna cover her up for now, and just put her. I think I've got one more thing I can rip out and stitch on. Actually, I've got a little more. I got more hand stitching, and then maybe we can actually do some machine stitching. Alright, good night for right now, Mummer's Necklace. Alright, we'll see you later. You're all tucked in under your little bed there. Okay, what we got done was good progress. So that is var good. Up there. We have this blue schmata piece where we were fighting attaching the bias strips. But there's also in the underarm sections a portion that needs to get gathered, and we're going to do that by hand. So I'm just going to load up a needle. I like that one too. Yeah, it's not very often that I make something that I really can't stand. But yeah, I think it's a rayon. It's perfect. Long sleeves, lightweight, but will be perfect when it's too cold in my office. And I also don't like to be. I don't go sleeveless at my all the time. Yes, very much so. I wish it was kimono silk. Somebody's selling or on marketplace. I need to stop looking where people sell stuff. But yeah, it is a fun, these blue flowers. And I did cut it out in that Asian inspired 1920s esque, but I just like that shape and it's super easy and kind of flattering. So my changing it up was this little side gather thing that we're gonna do under the bust. You'll see what that looks like when we get there in a second. In a second now we'll get there. Oh, I did find some more of the tool for the backing, so if I like really hate how the Mummer's necklace back turned out, I can rip it out if I need to and do it again, but hopefully I don't have to. Just something silly. So there's this section right here. I'm just anchor it with a little, nope, you can't see. So I'm going to take the tip of my needle, stick it in just 1.5 millimeters. I'm going to leave a little bit of a tail. I'm going to stitch just on top of that same stitch. Don't pull too hard, save the tail, but you can give a little tug. And now I gently secured the tail, so if you don't want to have a knot or this, that, or the other thing for gathering, that's one of the little tricks I use. And I'm going to stitch all the way to this pathway. We're just going to take big gathering stitches down this path here. A bobbin would be my friend, but I left them on the other side. Yeah, I think this chemise will look super cute underneath the riding corset. I don't even love these shades of blue, but I keep ending up with fabric in these. Oh, yeah. So stylish in our clothes that nobody wears anymore. We make clothes that nobody wants to wear on machines that nobody wants to sew on. Doing live streams that nobody wants to watch. Because we just have to. I just can't stop myself. Alright, I stitched all the way back, and I'm just gonna... Oh... I'm gonna leave it loosely gathered. I think I got... And I'm just gonna leave a really long tail, but leave it in place just as it is. Because I'm gonna need to sew another line of stitches to stitch. I'm not ready to knot it off, but I'm not ready to remember right now what the next step is. Wow. If you are like ultra shitty at stuff, words. There's one not super awesome, but if you are like have your drunk goggles on, what is this here? Alright, we're gonna forget that I got distracted by something unsightly. The bias binding for the sleeve, because it's... Oh, I've got a hole! Haha! Let me... I caught it in my lipstick and just slip on my new schmatas and get a... Here. I just put this old little rag on. Okay. What was that? Okay. I can figure out how to put clothes on. Alright, there's a sleeve. Oh. Big floofy sleeve. Side seams. Gathered and then stitched, and then big floofy sleeves. Over here. Ay, ay, ay. Alright, relax. My brain hurts. I can't stitch anymore. Now you're gonna show, it's almost time for dinner. Loki's gonna, are you gonna come up and say meow now? Come on. Are you gonna do it? Alright. Yep, I guess it's also very good timing that we put the fancy Mummer's Work project away, because Loki has been outside and is covered in schmutz. The conniption I would have had if he'd walked over her necklace right now in this state. Oh, it's almost time for dinner, dude. I know. We're so close. Oh, that blue on me looks so good. Because I'm so vain. I've got me on the big screen, and there's that 30-second delay from what I see to this thing. So I'm watching me in the past. See, does time really exist? Am I really here? Is any of it really? I don't know. Alright, you guys. I'll be back on Saturday at 12 p.m. and then again on Sunday at 12 p.m. Pacific time. And I think there's going to be a necklace done. Alright, TTFN, boys and girls. TTFN. Where's the string?